Great. So by featuring on mainstream stuff, is there a risk of being influenced by mainstream stuff that pulls you away from your original intention of being original?
Uh, I think it depends on the artist. If you stay true to yourself, no one will influence you. Uh, I don't let that to happen to me yet. I don't know what's gonna happen in the future, but I'm not a perfect person. But the good part is Major Lazer took my song as it is. They didn't change anything.
Wow.
Yeah, they didn't change anything. And before that, African Union chose one of my songs. I think it was the first track as Youth Foundation anthem. So, and they didn't change anything as well. And I think one thing why most of we Africans love Major Lazer music is because they respect the aspects we coming from. And it's more of African, it's more of Jamaican, it's more of black music that you hear in Major Lazer. Maybe that's why they didn't touch it, I don't know. But for now, I'm not influenced, and I don't want to be.
Great. Okay, well, I think we'll have room for two more questions. So, you do great. Okay, we'll come
You
to
got
you.
people, oh man.
Yeah, there's people upstairs, dude. Just it's an impressive setup.
Is that a VIP?
That's true.
Can I come?
Okay, you go first. Great question. So that's around, you've pioneered in a space, you've almost created a genre of itself. Is there plans to actually help others or promote others that are coming up, maybe in collaborating or whatever else, as you move forwards?
Yes, I want to collaborate with more producers, more singers, and that's my plan of this year. And me and my team, we're planning to go to Magale, Bahardar, and a lot of major cities to give some information about production, not only electronic music, but basically in recording, mastering, mixing, and those on those things. Yeah.
Amazing.
So I think it will be helpful. Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, let's jump to an online question and then we'll come to you. Great question. And this doesn't necessarily, for young Ethiopian musicians, they said any discipline practices for someone coming up. But just generally, what are some good disciplines that you found, good practices to really grow what you do and grow as a person and in your field as well?
Discipline is the most painful thing to follow, but it's the most important thing. And I believe in talent, but it will never be more than hard work. Hard work beats anything, and for that, discipline is the must. They gotta know this. Like, it doesn't matter if you're a musician or anything. You gotta be a soldier to one thing in your life. One thing, just one thing. You gotta be a soldier to that. You don't have to lie to that thing. You gotta stick to that thing. I'm not a perfect person, but I guarantee you I give everything I have for my music, and that's what got me here. And like each and every one of us, we can do that to something that we love. It could be the relationship you have with your husband or wife, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta dedicate yourself to something after God, in my belief. So that takes a true discipline. You don't wake up with you don't wake up with the same feeling every day, right? Sometimes you feel dizzy. Sometimes you don't want to get up at all. Sometimes you feel hype to the point you don't even want to work. You're so happy, you just want to go out and do something. But that discipline is what keeps you in the line, especially when the so-called success hits, when more money comes, when more fame, and when more people cheer you up, it gets more difficult to be disciplined. But if you keep your evolution through your career, what I mean by that is, for example, when you start up, you said, people know me now, like this year, 2018, right? Most people. But before that, I closed my studio for 6 years. Yeah, I work 16 hours a day, every day, including holidays and Sundays. There's only 2 days that I missed the nights, and I remember those days and why I did it, and that is that I did that because I quit school for a reason. You know what I mean? I took a risk for a reason. I took like this are like the golden age of my life, my 20s, right? I said to myself, okay, I'm gonna spend it on myself. I'm gonna teach myself. I'm gonna get everything I could from everything that I can see, every place that I can reach out, and that's what I've been doing. And that discipline still follows me because like every money that I get now, I'm spending it to build bigger studio, like 3 times as much, so I can sample more people. Because like I always grow, right? Like we always grow. We got to be open to that. And this is discipline. Still, I should still work on my discipline, but I'm saying I know I will never forget that this is the most important thing. I might be talented, but there's a lot of wasted talent out there. There's not a common thing like that. The talents out there are wasted. You have no idea. We all have a family member. We all have a friend, someone we know that is so talented. Like, you should do this. Like, I don't know why he's here. You know what I mean? And this is a common thing in Africa. You know what I mean? So I always try not to be that person. And I know discipline is the only thing that can give me that. So it's the most important thing that I do every day, that I tell myself every day.
Amazing, amazing. People probably wouldn't know that he would close his studio down and work 16 hours a week. That's just unbelievable. And that is a theme time and time again of people at the front pioneering and carving out a path and being leaders in their industry is hard work partnered with discipline. So that's huge. We're going to have one more question in a second, but you may have had papers that have come around. These are the feedback forms that really help us improve and grow and each time just get better and better and better at what we do. So please be honest and fill those out. The final question from you here, just quickly, what was your question to Rophnan? Brilliant question. And this question is around branding. And so it's very clear, Rophnan, there's a clear brand around him. He's branded very well. And people are knowing it. So around your brand, the question is like, how do you continue to grow that? How do you protect that when you partner? Like, what is your way of moving forwards with that branding aspect?
Like, we're living in an era of brand. That is a must. You gotta have a brand, whatever. Like in, I don't care. In you can work for. It doesn't really matter in what sector you are. You need to be branded. That gotta be a thing because we're living in an era of apps, Facebook, Instagram. That's your Telegram. That's your promotion lines. People have to know you in a small seconds, and for that, branding helps a lot. So for me, I understood that in an early age. I've been using the diamond thing for the last 12 years. So diamond has been my branding, and now I came up with my side face, which is called the rough side now.
You've even branded that. That's nice.
Yeah, that's a brand now, and everywhere I go, every city I go, I take a side picture. Now that's the thing. But I like when I first started, I wanted to put it in the album cover because like I want people to know this is one side of my life. It's not the whole me. So I wanted to give that impression. You don't know a person with just that album or with just one interview. We're deeper than that. Every person has different faces, and I wanted to give I want people to know that my music is just one side of me. For example, this conversation that we have today is another face of mine. You know what I mean? Hopefully I won't run out of faces, but yeah, so that's branding as well. You know what I mean? And you got to, whatever. You could be a model, you could be an architect, whatever. Branding is a must these days. And I always work on that. I always work on that, yeah.
Amazing. And even last week, Galila gave last month, Galila gave an amazing answer to the question of what makes a great brand, and it's the story behind it. And so check that video out, which is online as well. In a second, I'm going to get you to share just one final thing, which is to anyone, and we ask this to everyone, and I'm going to get Ato Taye up as well to just share this one thing too. But it's, what one thing would you say to someone who's looking to start up, or who just, right now in Ethiopia, we need jobs created, we need employment opportunities, and so we look around the room, and these are the people that we hope are going to be creating businesses, creating jobs. With a platform like this, people in the room, but people online, if you were to say one thing to them, what would you say? So you have a think about that for a second. I'll also invite up Ato Taye. Ato Taye, would you come up 1 second and just also help us finish with this final word as well? So if you could come up and just, if there was one thing you could say, two people at very different ends of different sectors, but both pioneering, both doing amazing, amazing things. And so I thought it would just be an amazing way to finish, is to just finally hear, what is one thing you guys would say to an aspiring group of people who want to create jobs and do amazing, amazing things?
Thank you very much. I want to read a quote by Peter Drucker. He's known management guru. He says, "Success in the knowledge economy comes to those who know themselves, their strengths, their values, and how they best perform."
Amazing. And how about you? Yeah, let's hear it. That's amazing. This is a man at the top of his field in the financial sector. Unbelievable words of advice. And for you.
Yeah, me, I would say give yourself a time. Time is the most valuable thing we have. As young people, time is currency, right, to me. That's how I see it. And as a young person, the most valuable thing you have in your hands right now is time, and give yourself a time. Everything we have around us in this era especially doesn't give you time. People don't even have time to think right now. If, like, they're always with the phone. And like, this phone might be a monster that you carry with yourself. Sometimes give yourself a time to think, to sit down, to meditate, and that will lead you to the truth about yourself.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. What unbelievable insight. What incredible advice from these guys who are doing unbelievable, unbelievable things. I'm so grateful for your time. I know how busy both of you are, and so we are very grateful to that. Can we hear it one more time for them?